Welcome to In the Word. My name is Dr. Robert McKenzie, and this week we want to deal with the ripple effect in your marriage, part 1. Sometimes in life, it can feel like we're just a simple pawn in a large game of chess that God is playing against Satan. The stakes are high, and God is busy making all the moves that we don't quite understand. Moves that can either put us in the line of fire or leave us with a small taste of victory. That's the game of chess and also the game of life. I also believe that's God's plan for your marriage, is one filled with moves of sacrifice and moves of gain. With all these moving pieces around you, it can be hard to trust that there's a plan behind all of it. It can feel like you're caught up in a series of circumstances and situations with no clear way out. In marriage, that's such a hard place to be. Believe me, I've been there. But rest assured, God has a plan for you and your marriage. God knows how your life is going to unfold long before you ever do. I grew up with the most hard-headed, passionate parents. They would always say to one another, "We are not getting divorced." One of the main reasons they said this was because they didn't want to do that to each other or to me and my sister. They could see the ripple effect their marriage had all the way from the beginning. The decisions they made weren't just ones made in a vacuum, but affected many of the people around them. Not only did they decide their marriage was going to last, but they were going to make sure they were happy along the way. They could see it wasn't just about staying married, but about being happily married. And staying happily married means at some point you're going to have to fight when things get tough. This attitude my parents carried made my mom a sort of wise counselor to her friends over the years. As they would come by and seek her help, I had often listened in on their conversation. I listened to the countless stories about the different marital situations her friends were going through, from alcoholic and workaholic husbands to unfaithfulness and infidelity. I got to hear all about the ugly side of marriage, the situations that seemed just hopeless enough to quit. And that's the answer I thought fit so many of those situations. I kept wondering why they were coming to my mom and wasting her time with the same problems that just weren't going away. I personally saw no hope. Then my mom wisely reminded me, in marriage, you might have rough days, sometimes rough months, and sometimes rough years. That doesn't mean it's not worth it. God has created us to affect and have strong marriages. But those marriages last because we are in the Word. We focus on what God is saying. We focus on what He wants to do. We focus on how we go from plan A to plan B. There may be storms, there may be valleys, there may be rain, but God will see us through as long as we maintain our focus and say to our marital partners, we won't give up, we won't throw in the towel. We're going to be the marriage that God has created us to be. Therefore, we will be able to affect not only our children's relationship, but those in the culture. My name is Dr. Robert McKenzie, and you have been listening to In the Word. God bless you and God keep you is our prayer.